Well, that was something. Oh, I'm not just talking about the games that happened yesterday either, although that definitely is part of it. I just realized we just finished the last weekend of January of 2024. And you know what's funny? Literally before I pressed record, one of my friends posted on one of their stories that said, like, just so you know, January is going to make sure you feel all 31 of her days. I can kind of see that a little bit. I mean, for the most part, the best stuff happened during the weekend. And I guess there was sort of that sense of, like, after the weekend's over, you're going to go back to just being boring and mundane. So that's something to not look forward to. You know, that constant state of, like, dread you're in when you know things are not going to be that great. On the other hand, though, this entire month has been more eventful than I ever could have asked for. And with literally January 31st ending on a hump day, I mean, I'll talk about this more on Wednesday, but I'll say this, I do kind of feel all 31 days, but I'm not bothered by it. I personally have been through far worse than anything like this. If anything, this is barely a blip on the radar. But I couldn't help but notice just that sort of mentality some people have. I get it. I mean, if you feel that way, that's your call. I respect it. And when you get down to it, you know, this could have been a more fun weekend. I mean, I already talked about what happened, you know, going to Great Gatsby, talent shows and Great Gatsby night and girls night. Yesterday I went to a cheer competition, which, okay, like, I get it. Like, now I need to see the movie Bring It On. No, I have not seen the movie Bring It On. I mean, I know the burn. It's cold in here. There must be some colors in the atmosphere. I know that part, but that's all I know. So, if I have a low, it's the fact that I did kind of screw something up a little bit yesterday, but I fixed it. So, basically, like, I went to a cheer competition because a friend of mine, a couple friends of mine had kids who performed it, and one of the acts I recorded and I posted online, but I immediately had to take it down because I wasn't supposed to do that. I will admit, I feel guilty about it. I do. I had no idea I wasn't supposed to do that. So I am cutting myself a little bit of slack on that part. But at the end of the day, I shouldn't have done it. It's gone. It's deleted everywhere. You know, if you actually did see it, okay, I don't think it's going to make a difference. But it's gone. Got rid of it. Done. But yeah, so basically, I accidentally messed up. Obviously, I didn't mean any ill will intent by it, and obviously, I'm never going to do it again. So I guess the best thing we can do is, like, it's one of those things where, like, down the line, I'm going to feel like I'm having a nice day, and then this is going to, like, pop up in my head and be like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, you're just, like, maybe you're reading a book or watching TV, you're not really thinking about much, and then for whatever reason, like, that sort of moment, like, pops in your head, and you're like, ugh. Like, you feel guilty when you don't really have a reason to anymore. Like, that happens from time to time. But my high is, I mean, I still had fun at the cheer competition, saw saw some of my friends, saw some really fun acts. And the little kids that are cheering, like, that's just adorable. That's just sweet. You know, I can tell that they're little kids, but they definitely put a lot of hard work in what they do, and that's really cool. So seeing that was awesome. I had dinner with my family last night. That's also part of my high, which my mom made lasagna, which first lasagna in 2024, and I actually just realized this is the second time in a row where my mom has made something meat, pasta, and red sauce related. And then Scat and Sketty was going to be the next weekend. Yeah, there's going to be Scat and Sketty this upcoming weekend, which I'm really excited for. So, I mean, clearly that's by chance, but I can't help but I still think it's really funny. And, my act of kindness was, for one of my friends' kids who cheered yesterday, I got them a bouquet of roses. Actually, that little girl, including my bouquet, got 3 bouquets of roses. I'm like, I'll tell you what, that little girl definitely feels loved, and she's a good kid. So I'm feeling good about that. That actually makes me feel a lot better. I mean, honestly, I did everything I was supposed to do, everything I wanted to do, so I'm feeling good about it. So, before I get into this week's One Piece Manga Chapter, I think I can talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. Specifically, we're having a rematch of Super Bowl 54. A rematch of Super Bowl 54. I don't think anyone could have predicted this. I mean, I actually saw a post yesterday, so like, if the San Francisco 49ers and the Chiefs win, then the conspiracy theorists are right. If the Ravens win, the haters win, and if Detroit wins, the people win. I gotta say, I really do feel like Detroit had that game. They totally had that game. But you know, honestly, for all the things like people making fun of the Chiefs and Taylor Swift, meanwhile the 49ers don't want, I like both those. I mean, there are players on both teams I like. I mean, I like Travis Kelce, I like Pat Mahomes. Isaiah Pacheco is warming up to me. Or I'm warming up to Isaiah Pacheco. Meanwhile, the 49ers, look, Brock Purdy won that game. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Detroit Lions lost it, but Brock Purdy carried the 49ers on his back to win that game. So, shout out to Brock Purdy. Not to mention Christian McCaffrey, bro. Christian McCaffrey. I'll tell you what, Steve Spagnuolo, the Chiefs defensive coordinator, he's going to have a lot to worry about between Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, you know, dealing with Trent Williams too. Like, man. And not to mention on the defensive side, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. Like, listen, I know a lot of people didn't want this Super Bowl to happen, but I get the feeling it's going to be such a good game. I don't think people are going to remember why they didn't want the Super Bowl to happen. I mean, again, I really don't know who I want to win. I don't know who I want to pick to win this Super Bowl. I don't. So, it's up in the air to be sure. But, whatever happens, you know, I'll definitely be there. Well, not there at the game, but, you know, watching. And I'm personally very excited to see what happens. You know, before I read this week's One Piece Manga Chapter, I gotta remember, like, before the NFL season began, like, they make these, like, really elaborate commercials to get everybody hyped for the upcoming season. And the commercial for this past commercial was Keegan-Michael Key and a whole bunch of, like, NFL famous people get together in a room to and they're reading over a script, kind of like you do for reading a script for a movie. And the very end of that commercial is Keegan-Michael says go to the final page. Everyone's like, ooh. I bet nobody saw that coming. You know what? I'm sure a lot of conspiracy theorists saw this coming. But funny thing about conspiracy theorists, they're kind of crazy and no one really cares about what they have to say. So I genuinely believe that no one saw this Super Bowl matchup coming. Now, let's get to this week's One Piece Manga Chapter. You know, it's funny, of the last three One Piece Manga Chapters, 2 of them made me cry. I don't think this is gonna happen, but it should still be interesting to see. Okay, so without further ado, One Piece Chapter 1105, or 1105 if you right now say 1100. The Height of Folly. Let's see. Okay. The Buster Call is beginning to happen. Ooh. Okay, that's smart. What Kizaru says here is, what Saturn says here is very smart. See, Kizaru and Saturn are both, they can both regenerate themselves. Oh, well, actually with Kizaru, it's more he's intangible because, he's a light human. Meanwhile, Saturn can regenerate himself. So, it makes sense that they remain on the island throughout the length of the Buster Call, which is said to destroy everything. Saturn is legit making sure that his plan goes off perfectly. Okay, as a long-time One Piece fan, the biggest example of making sure you don't stick around to make sure your job is done is Crocodile. On 2 separate occasions, Crocodile really defeated Luffy. But he didn't stick around to make sure Luffy actually died. And that cost him. Saturn is doing the opposite of that. He is no, I'm going to stay here without this Buster Call. Whatever happens to me is fine. I'm going to see this through to the end. Although a part of me would not be remotely surprised if Saturn dies from the very Buster Call that he initiated. That could totally happen. Okay, let's see. Actually, let me bring this up a little closer. Yeah, I should bring this up a little closer. There we go. Okay, Vegapunk Stella is talking to Saturn. Okay. Oh, that's just sad. Kizaru, Stella's have you no shame in Kizaru? Because he's talking to Kizaru, and Kizaru's Kizaru, Kizaru, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. Because, you know what, I actually heard this one analogy where, Kizaru is, especially in a Japanese business, you have 3 kinds of people. You have the kind of person that's just fed but wants to leave, Kuzan. You have the one guy who sticks with the job and gets every promotion available, Sakazuki. And you have Borsellino, Kizaru here, who's basically he regrets being there even though he has to be there because that's his job. I totally see that here. Okay. Oh dear. Looks like Saturn mentions how there was a ship that escaped Egghead because he thought someone knew everything about what happened during the Void Century, and no. Okay? Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay, so right now Sanji's telling everyone like what they're going to do about because everyone's heading back to the Labo phase, but Sanji's like, don't worry, and then you see this, and then you see like this phase, like last time Sanji did that, it was very much guaranteed he wasn't going to be coming back. I mean, he did, but one time he was on the fact he wasn't coming back. That does not bode well. Okay. Okay, Zoro is still held up by Lucci, but Jinbei went to go find him and put a stop to it. Also to keep Zoro from getting lost. Nice. Okay, so wait, what are Lilith and Brooke doing? Oh, cool! Brooke's using his ice powers to freeze the clouds. That way the Sunny is just like sliding. That's awesome. But there is no brakes. Okay? Yeah, nothing that far ahead. Alright, let's see. Begin the bombardment. Okay. The vacuum tube. No! Kizaru shows up and cut it off. No! Oh, that's so annoying. And they're falling. And they are falling. Okay, here's where the title of the chapter fits, because Saturn keeps saying it's just quite exquisite. It's just exquisite. The daughter he gave his life to will be killed by his own clone. A fitting end for the insect she is. It is the height of folly. Oh, there's Luffy. Okay, there he is. But he's gorged himself. He can't eat anymore, nor can he move. Wait. The ship that they were supposed to... The ship that Nate was supposed... The escape ship that Nate was supposed to destroy, they couldn't destroy it? Tell him they went to Egghead. Who's they? Who is they? Oh, the next chapter is going to be so cool. See which the chapter's over. Yeah, I was hearing about this online a little bit, but this was actually a short chapter. And, I heard Liam of the Grand Line Review talking about this very thing, where, like, every couple of chapters, they're going to be kind of shorter than normal. Personally, I'm with Liam. I'd rather have it be that way, because he could make the chapters about as long as they normally are, but they wouldn't be of very good quality. Meaning, he'd probably have to cut out some really major story elements out. Personally, I hope he just keeps it the way it is. But, yeah. New chapter next week. I'm excited. Hope you all like this video. Like, share my YouTube channel, on social media. As always, I'm very home this video for all you guys watching short today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. Oh, I forgot to. Happy Monday, everyone. And remember, if you guys want to talk, I'm always here to lend you always right back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.